So now you need to have the students join your class. So if you go to the Students tab and click on it, there are two ways. You can actually invite students. If you click on this, it'll ask for emails, and you can type all of your students' emails, but that can take a very long time and give you extra work. So the easier way is the first time these students will be going into this classroom, you project this class code for them. They will join the class, and they only have to do this the first time. So if theirs looks like this, they're going to be clicking this plus sign. They're going to click join, and they're going to be putting this code in. So you can display it to make it larger so that if you have this projected on a whiteboard, they can see this. They'll type this code in, and then once they do that, they would see exactly what you put on the stream. If we go back to that for a second, there are a couple other options under this class code. So this class code does not change unless you want it to. So there's no reason to have it change unless for some reason somebody gets into the class that you don't want in there. So possibly maybe a student in period 1 gives the code to a student in period 2 and you don't want them in there, and you'll be able to see their names listed here, so you'll know if that's the case. If for some reason you need to change this code, you can reset it here. Display was to make it larger, and you can even make it full screen if you need to. And the last option there was to disable. So if you want to disable this class, turn it off maybe for a certain amount of time, because once you create this class and it's here, students can come into this at any time. And we're going to talk about that a little more, how you can control what they see when we start posting assignments. So the other thing you see here is include this class in Guardian email summaries. So what Google has done is they've allowed parents to be able to sign up to get updates. So at the end of the week, it'll tell them if they've done assignments, if they're late with assignments. So it's a good way for parents to keep in touch and see what their students are doing. I wouldn't recommend having parents join the classroom because the classroom is supposed to be for teachers and students, and they need to become responsible and work for their assignments. So I would not give this code to parents. If parents want to know, they can get those summaries, and that can help them there. There's a couple other things here that you don't see because we don't have students. So I'm going to go to one of the classes that I have set up with students, and I will click on the Students tab. So now that there are students in here, you'll see that these other options become available. So you can invite guardians. If you see like this guardian actually signed up and they're getting updates. A couple of other things you can do is if you click on one of them here, like let's say just for this one student, once I click, this actions button comes up. So if I use the pull down, I can email them directly. I can remove them from the class. So if they move or they change sections that they're in, you can remove them so they don't keep getting updates and are not part of your classroom anymore. You can mute them for a time. So if students do not use Classroom correctly, you can actually have the consequence of muting them so that they cannot take part in some different conversations back and forth and other things that you can do in Classroom, which I'll show you in a later video. You can also, by these three dots here, there's also some options. So if you click on that, you can email the student there. So you can do it through here or through actions. And if you don't want to have the option of the Guardian summaries, you can turn it off, but it is a good idea to leave it on so that parents can check in and see what's going on. So now I'm going to go back to my practice class, and I'm going to go back to my stream. The next video is going to talk about how do you post an assignment to the wall.